Hi everyone, I hope all is well on your end. I am Ashanti and today I'm bringing to you another dose of vitamin P. Today's subject is everybody learns differently. So before I begin, let me ask you this. Have you ever been told you're taking way too long to learn something? Have you ever felt embarrassed because you had to have a tutor and a little extra help from teachers or instructors for certain classes you were taking? Have you ever felt like you were dumb because you're learning at a seemingly slower pace than others around you? Do you know anyone who feels this way? If you answer yes to any of these, this video is for you. In our society, it seems like people love to use statistics to show the success rate of certain things, the demographic that's most likely to do or not do something, the rapid increase of a disease breakout, and many other things. Statistics are good for a lot of things, but when it comes to looking at someone's ability to do something or which demographic is most likely to commit crimes, this is an area where I personally feel like statistics just don't always apply, A lot of times when someone is trying to learn something new, whether it be a new subject in school, how to work a computer, or some other type of life skill, many people love to throw statistics in your face, or they might say something like, well, this amount of people learn this in less than 1 week, yet you're still trying to learn it. Or they'll say, you're not applying yourself since you're still having problems grasping this skill. Or they might say, you're slow. You must have a learning disability. Now, I understand there are some people who do have a learning disability, but does that mean that they're stupid? No, of course not. If you have a learning disability, you are not slow and you are important in the world. Don't let anyone or anything tell you otherwise. Furthermore, I don't understand why a lot of people want to automatically say that someone has a learning disability just because they may need a longer time to concentrate and learn a new skill. It seems like a lot of people on earth think everyone is programmed the same way, as if they're like a computer or something. So they should just all operate the same way. Well, you know what? This is far from the truth, okay? Very much far from the truth. God created us all differently, and that's what makes us all unique. Because man has that type of thinking. Because man has that type of thinking, that's what makes them foolishly think that they can outdo God. And like my father always says, how can you outdo the one that created you? Now just think about that. Think about what I just said. How can you outdo the one who created you? It's impossible. God is so powerful. He knows what you're going to do before you even do it. He knows what you're going to think before you even think it. No man has that type of power, and he never will. I don't care what type of technology that he tries to come up with, he can never do that. Only God can do that. Just because something rapidly becomes a second nature to someone else doesn't always mean you have a problem because the same doesn't happen to you. It might be irritating for you to come to realize, but some things come quicker to others. And it is because of this mentality that some people are ashamed to say that they get tutored for something. Guys, let me tell you something. Math is something I struggled with in school and I despised it. Do you hear me? I despised it with a capital D. Do you hear me? And since I was having problems with it, my parents got me a tutor. And I'm not ashamed of saying that. And when I went to those tutoring sessions, I had a little pull cart I used to carry my books in, right? And when my mom and I would arrive home, my mom tried to convince me to wait for her to pull the car into our garage to take it out so none of the neighbors would know that I was getting tutored. And I would always just tell my mom, listen, I am not ashamed of being tutored, and I could care less what the neighbors have to say. They don't know me, and even if they did, I still wouldn't care. We had some very nosy neighbors, in case anybody was wondering. But anyway, tutoring does not mean that you're stupid. It just means that you need a little extra help because one person may not be teaching it in a way that you can grasp it. It happens to a lot of people and it will continue to happen. It's normal. You have to remember that just because someone says something about you doesn't always mean that it's true. You're going to come across a lot of people in this world who want to tear you down. You're even going to come across some family members who will try to do that to you. Trust me. That's why it's important to stay close to God's word and to stay in prayer. As I'm talking to you guys about this, I'm actually talking to myself. Sometimes it takes me a while to grasp certain things, and you know what? Irritating, sorry, and hurtful things have been said to me before. I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes it's hard to block it out, but you have to continue to lean on God for your strength. It's so important. It's something you have to work on daily, and I understand that distractions can oftentimes get in the way of spending time with God, but you have to continue to push forward. Don't just give in. It's hard, yes, I do agree with that, definitely, but it's definitely not impossible. Remember, you can do all things through Christ which strengthens you. I want to share a Bible verse with you that I want everyone to keep in mind. In Psalms 55:22, it says, "Cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved." And as for those of you who are speaking ill of others, you know who you are, and God knows who you are. Stop speaking ill of others. God does not condone others speaking negative about others. We're supposed to be bringing people up and not tearing them down. I know you wouldn't want that to be done to you or anyone that you love, so why do it to someone else? You need to change your ways, and instead of making someone feel bad, offer to help them if you happen to know how to do a certain skill that they're struggling with. That's the godly thing to do. And that brings me to the end of this dose of vitamin P. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I hope that you can take something away from this video. Share this with anyone that you feel needs to hear it, and please leave your thoughts down below. And as always, please refrain from profane language and please be respectful. God bless you all and have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.